Welcome to the Monday edition of Litter Media Live for this December 9th of 2024. With Aaron Glandon, Mr. Hand 2, I'm Dan Ramey. Thank you for joining us for the program today. Coming up, news, weather, sports, and this state in history, all just ahead, part of what we have planned for you today. Let's start with our forecast. Looking at cloudy conditions for us today and again tomorrow, we'll see temperatures reaching around 55 degrees. And I will tell you, it is noticeable, the difference as far as weather is concerned, the temperature, much different than it was this time last week. But glad to have the warmer temperatures back into the mid-50s. We'll have a chance of showers again tomorrow, much like we had yesterday into today. And a high temperature Wednesday of 40 degrees with a slight chance of snow showers. And again, remember, here we are, it's December. And so we'll have highs and lows. And before you know it, Christmas will be here. And I recall having blizzard conditions in 1983, I believe it was, for Christmas Day. So
I was not there.
You were not there, but that was Dan Jr.'s first Christmas, and I was working at the radio station, which was in the penthouse of the Folk Block at the time, and those old windows of the 1800s era building were frozen over. You couldn't see out of them because of all the low temperatures we had, sub-zero temperatures. It was a Christmas to remember, for sure. So hopefully we don't experience that again for a while. I can put that off as long as we can. All right, coming up in a moment to look at what's making news for us. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. If you've got an issue with your heater, now that it's warmer, you've already discovered the issues. But anytime you have a need, they can help you out. Give them a call or click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com. It takes you to AccurateHVAC.com because they have offices all over Southern Ohio. Get more details now at littermedia.com.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Haynes Total Healthcare Center, you'll find them on one, I think I said Medical Drive the other day.
You did.
But it's not one Medical Drive, it's one Health Drive.
Oh.
Off of Marietta Road. Chiropractic needs, physical therapy needs, nutritional needs, they can handle it all. Simply log on to our website, littermedia.com. Click on this ad anywhere you see it. It takes you to their website, which is HaynesHealth.com. While you're at littermedia.com, you'll be able to see some of the stories we're going to be talking about here today. Not only that, but to go to our social media, which you'll find up in the right-hand corner of littermedia.com for interviews, features, and all kinds of stuff right there. That includes also Litter Media Radio and our Spotify links as well. Starting off, Rock for Tots, which was held on Friday night for the 40th annual event for the concert and auction. Things went well from what we're told. However, they will not have an actual tally until some of the checks clear. They like to let that stuff clear. So hopefully sometime this week we will find out that they've got a record total.
That'd be great.
That would indeed be great. But again, Rock for Tots, you'll be able to follow them on their Facebook page. They'll certainly have information there, but we'll also pass along once that information is made available. Ross County Historical Society has a new executive director with the hiring of Andrew Hall, who fills the vacancy left by the resignation of Darren Baker, who occupied the post for 1 year.
Andrew Baker.
That's what it says here, but his name was actually Darren Baker.
Oh.
Typo.
See, I thought you were just misspeaking, so I was trying to help you out.
As Chip Arledge used to say, I stand here corrected in my orthopedic shoes. Hall comes to Ross County after several years with the Ohio history connection between 2015 and 2021.
I have been fascinated with Ohio statehood pretty much my whole life. My parents did a great job in taking us out to historic sites and museums when we were young, really fostering that interest in history as well. So by the time I got to college, it was no surprise that I was studying history. I kind of, like everybody else does, I started out kind of generally, but of course, over time, I just really kept finding myself drawn back and back to Ohio. And I actually did my graduate school work on early Ohio statehood. So most of my research and a lot of the work I did was focused around Ohio's role in the War of 1812 and how that was really a galvanizing moment that truly made Ohio the state that it is today.
Hall has extensive time with the Ohio History Connection and comes to Chillicothe from Dayton. You'll be able to learn more about checking out our Facebook page videos section and also on our Litter Media YouTube channel.
Beginning on Tuesday, the railroad tracks in Omega will close down through Thursday. During this time, Waverly City Schools will make the following adjustments. Students that live in Omega will be transported by bus 24. Pickup and drop-off times should be similar. Students that live on East 3rd Street will be transported by bus 5. And again, pickup and drop-off times should be similar for that.
Now in Waverly, the Water Department announced Sunday evening a water main break at the intersection of Emmett Avenue, that's US 23, and Clough Street. They'll create some maneuvering that you'll have to go around through that downtown today in Waverly.
A recently published report in the Dayton Daily News indicates that Amazon is seriously considering the construction of a data center in Fayette County, according to a statement released by Amazon. The OCC filing said that the possible data center would be located at the Midwest Mega Commerce Center in Fayette County's Jefferson Township, and that operations could start in September of 2026.
That could be big, no question.
Yeah.
Homeland Credit Union has announced the opening of its annual scholarship program for the 2025 academic year. 20 deserving high school seniors will be awarded scholarships, each consisting of a $1,000 check and a $1,000 18-month certificate of deposit designed to help students achieve their higher education goals. Deadline to apply is March 1st of 2025. Get more details at littermedia.com. John Berry Christmas special is a week away from tonight. As of this morning, however, there are 18 seats available for the concert at the Majestic Theater. None of these seats are together, by the way, but if you really want to be at the show and you don't mind sitting next to people you don't know, and who knows, you may
Christmas spirit, make a new friend.
Precisely, you may be sitting next to somebody you actually know. You can get tickets through the Ross Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau and also at majesticchillicothe.net. Condolences are rolling in with the passing of longtime NBC4 meteorologist Bob Nunley. The announcement came last night. Nunley was declared cancer-free earlier this year, but had developed some other health issues. He and I worked together, as you see on that one shot on the left. That's a picture of us working the Easter Seals Telethon back in 1989, I think it was. And he joined NBC4 in 1997. Personally, Bob was a great mentor and friend. He was beloved by viewers. Arrangements are pending as of the airing of our program. And I'll tell you, you'll not find a better mentor, a better friend, and just a better person. He was a super guy. We've had several conversations here over the last few years, and one night we were on the phone for more than 2 hours. And we just had a great visit. But I will tell you that during those calls that he and I discussed, Ben Gelber, who was also a meteorologist, been at Channel 4 for 40 years or so, he said Ben Gelber was always there. Stopped by and visited him in whatever medical facility he was in during his treatment. He said, I can never thank Ben enough for always being there for me.
Yeah.
So, long-time guy, a super, super guy. All the time we worked together and long-lasting friends, I had no idea he was just 6 years older than me. I always thought he was much older than that to me, but passed away at the age of 68. And appreciate Larry Roberts, who was a longtime anchor for NBC4 from Chillicothe. He reached out to me last night to let me know I had not heard yet. And so our thoughts are certainly with Bob and his family. Super guy, and he loved his animals. He was always big on doing dog segments for the Franklin County Humane Society. And one of his beloved is Coco, which was his little wiener dog. He had an affection for dachshunds. And so I remember when Coco, the first Coco passed away, and then the second Coco came along. So
Coco too.
Yes. So great individual, loved him to death, and hopefully see you one day on the other side.
I have one question.
Yes.
Were you posing in this photo, or were you actually on a call?
We were. I can't recall. I mean, I remember answering the phones, but I think this was during a break, and I don't even know who took the picture. I can't remember. I will tell you that when we showed up at the Channel 4 studios for this, first of all, Bob knew how to dress. I had nothing other than my Sunny 95 sweatshirt to wear. but this was right after Saturday Night Live, and so we were there at 11:30. They just finished up the news, and we met with Ben Gelber in the hallway. And imagine this, the weather guy starting the conversation with, well, looks like the weather's going to shape up for us this week. I think I only met Ben a couple of times. I think he was down here for one of our blood drives that we had for the radio station a number of years ago. So, but again, thoughts are with the staff that he had worked before. A lot of people have been commenting on Facebook posts, and certainly you can get more details on NBC4.com. All right, coming up, a look at sports for you. And this date in history, the Litter Media Wayback Machine is dialed up for...
It's somewhere in the 30s.
Yeah, 1934. We'll talk some football on that day. All just ahead. Saginaw Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389 is the number to call if you have need for a dumpster in our surrounding area. Not just Ross County, but Pickaway, Fayette, Hocking, and the other counties that you'll see there on that map. If you want a dumpster for your business or your personal use, 740-253-8389. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
It's the details that make the difference between good enough and simply the best. At Skag Power Equipment, the difference is in designing lawnmowers with your convenience and comfort in mind. At Skag, we believe that quality and substance matter, and that you'll appreciate the attention to detail and craftsmanship we put into every single product. Thick steel and heavy-duty components provide you with unmatched reliability and performance. Skag, simply the best.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Time for sports, and we begin with high school roundup, and congratulations to the Ironton Tigers, their third state football title in school history. They have been to the state finals I don't know how many times, but they finally picked up that win, first one they've had in 30-some years, 28-17 win over Liberty Center. University of Missouri-bound Sean Terry caught 10 passes, 148 yards, and a couple of TDs, and ran for a 67-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter. He also intercepted a pass to end Liberty Center's final possession in Ironton's victory. So congratulations to the Fighting Tigers.
There's a lot of basketball over the weekend. In SVC girls basketball, Unyota takes Adina 79-40, and Miley Smith of Unyota had 34 points in that game, including her 1,000th career point. So congratulations. Huntington beat Southeastern 45-31. Westfall beat Paint Valley 52-38, and Piketon over Zane Trace 55-30. In the FAC, Miami Trace beat Chillicothe by 20 points, 47-27. Hillsboro over Washington 51-26. McLean 53, Jackson 23. In the MSL Buckeyes, Circleville beat Logan Elm 65-39. Fairfield Union 50, Amanda Clear Creek 45. Liberty Union 54, Hamilton Township 37. There's some more non-conference games that you will find on our website on the score page. If you click on sports, and then there's a little drop down that says high school scores. You can find all that you need right there on littermedia.com, including boys basketball from the weekend.
Yes, so check it out now. Litter Media Game of the Week. We actually have two games this week, and they're on Friday and Saturday. So here's what we're looking at. We will be at Chillicothe's Hatton Memorial Gymnasium, which the floor will be dedicated to Thomas M. Cuppett, longtime athletic director, former high school basketball coach for Chillicothe, took them to the regional final back in 1981, and what a memorable individual. We'll have the opportunity. I'll be emceeing the ceremony for that dedication in between the JV game and the varsity contest. And there will be a reception for everyone, too, over in the Cox Gym. So we expect to see a number of individuals back for that contest to remember Mr. Cuppett. Also, Saturday afternoon, I believe this game tips off at 2 o'clock. It'll be Logan Elm hosting Circleville. And folks at Logan Elm reached out to us, and they said, we'd like to acknowledge Litter Media that day. So
what does that mean?
Well, thank you. I guess they're going to talk a little bit about us at the contest and thank us for our high school basketball coverage.
Awesome.
And football coverage as well. So our thanks to the folks at Logan Elm, and we'll be there Saturday afternoon. Saturday men's college basketball, Wright State defeated Detroit Mercy 80-72. There's Chillicothe's Brandon Knoll finishing with a game best 26 points to lead the Raiders. And the Ohio State Buckeyes, my sister is going to be torn between these two. She is a Tennessee Volunteer fan, but she is probably coming back to Columbus to watch this game.
Right.
So this is the college football playoffs. First time Ohio State has hosted a playoff game, but also the first time they've hosted a game in December. So looking forward to this. I want to see how Tennessee handles the weather. Haven't looked ahead to see what the weather's going to be for Saturday, but this is Saturday, December 21st.
Right.
The game will be played at 8 p.m. I like that.
The Ohio Bobcats won their first MAC football championship since 1968 with a 38-3 trouncing of Miami, Ohio, Saturday. The Bobcats will face Jacksonville State at the Staff DNA Cure Bowl in Orlando, Florida on Friday, December 20th at noon.
They've really gone the distance with a lot of these bowl names now.
Yeah.
The Staff DNA Cure Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Browns had an early 7-3 lead over the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday, but they fell 27-14. The loss officially eliminated Cleveland from the playoffs. No surprise. The Browns will host the Chiefs next Sunday. KC claimed an AFC West division with the win over the Chargers last night.
With a stupid win over the Chargers.
Stupid crazy, yeah. And the Bengals are in Dallas to face the Cowboys tonight. And I think if the Cowboys win that, I think the Bengals are eliminated from being in the hunt.
Go Bengals.
So
I think the Bengals have this one.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, very well.
Well,
We'll look for a
see
win tonight.
Yeah. Miami defeated the Cavaliers yesterday with 122-113. The 21-4 Cavs are off until Friday with the Washington Wizards. And the CBJ snapped a 3-game losing skid with a 4-1 win at Winnipeg. Columbus hosts the Flyers tomorrow night.
Baseball slugger Dave Parker has been voted into baseball's Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Parker was a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates' 1979 World Championship team. But of course, while he played for them for 10 seasons, he was a native of Cincinnati and found his way to play for the Reds between 1984 and 87. He was also on the Oakland A's roster for their 1989 World Championship squad. Parker's career achievements include 2,712 hits, 339 home runs. It seems like there should be more there for him. 1,493 runs batted in and a lifetime batting average of .290. And the only drawback I ever had for Dave Parker was he would sometimes let the ball come to him and he would slap at it with his glove to make the catch. And I've seen him on at least 2 occasions slap it and the ball fall out of his glove. And it would
You don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's like the inning ending out and slap it and it continued because he didn't make a good play on it. But other than that, super guy, and super imposing. He was a big fella. Of course, he's been dealing with Parkinson's disease here the last 5 or 6 years or so. But congratulations to Dave Parker making it into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Coming up in a moment, Litter Media Wayback Machine goes to 1934. That's next.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane. Online all the time. Customer payment, account information, and more. Log on at litterpropane.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
This date in history. Football, not college football, but professional football. 1934, the New York Giants win the NFL championship by beating the Chicago Bears. 30-13 was the final, and the infamous sneakers game. With the temperature at 9 degrees and the Polo Grounds field a sheet of ice, the Giants opened the second half wearing basketball shoes and scored 27 points in the final quarter to overcome a 13-3 Chicago lead.
Wow.
Basketball shoes, which means they were high tops.
Yeah.
back in that day.
And this is an NFL championship game that we can never see again, these two teams.
Correct.
Because they're both in the NFC. We could see an NFC championship.
Mm-hmm. Well, the NFL championship is where Cleveland made its mark as well. The number of NFL championships they had. And I think the All-American Football Conference was another of their world championships.
Right.
So at the time. But, again, George Halas for the Bears, and for the Giants,
Steve Owen.
Steve Owen. Not familiar with Steve Owen in his name, but certainly George Halas, who was head coach of the Bears for like 40 years.
Oh, wow.
40 years. And for the longest time.
They need him back.
After he had passed away, for the longest time they had the initials GSH on their sleeve of their uniform.
Oh. See, this is the era of football when if you were throwing the ball, you were throwing it way downfield because they didn't do the slant routes and out routes back then.
Correct.
If they decided to pass, it was basically a Hail Mary every time. Am I right?
Not every time, but just in the films that I have seen over the years, a lot of that is because that's the shot they got.
Right.
I'm sure they used some shorter passes and at some point in time, but then would come later the West Coast offense, and that's where a lot of those dinky type shots would come
right
down the field. But this was 1934. NFL was still relatively young and was not as popular as the college game.
Right.
So there you have that.
We probably won't see any of these two teams in any kind of championship anytime soon.
Well, not from what this year's records show, that's for sure. But yeah, Chicago had its heyday in 1985 in regards to winning a Super Bowl. But for the Giants, they've had a couple of Super Bowl wins during the Eli Manning era.
2007 and 2011.
And Eli's one of those that's being considered for Pro Football Hall of Fame consideration this year. So we wish him well, and good luck with that. All right, that's a look at today's program here on Litter Media Live. We have a special edition coming your way again tomorrow morning with Mayor Luke Feeney. He'll be stopping by. And on Wednesday at 10 o'clock, we will have a special edition featuring our friends at Elizabeth's Hope. So that's all coming this week. So until tomorrow morning, for Aaron Glandon and for Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey. Thank you for watching this edition of Litter Media Live.